Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good.
I guess Pat and Christiane are giving us the silent treatment.
It's okay.
Good morning, y'all.
It's 1 minute to let
We're
people
early.
think.
Yes.
People still joining, so we could.
Let's give them a minute. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you, Daniel?
Yeah, Heather. Long
talk to
time no
you.
see. Long time no talk.
going?
Yes, good, good, good to see you. Good to
You
see
Hello,
you.
guys.
Hey,
Hi.
Yara.
Yara. Tudo bom?
Tudo bom? Yara,
Heather.
I just sent you a message here on the side. We have
Let's see.
some new sub two members from Brazil joining in New York, and they were asking me all these questions about Gator, and I was like, you know what? I think they should talk to Yara. You know?
Yeah,
Well,
send the contact over. You have my contact, right?
I
It's right there.
I sent them your Facebook page, your your Facebook landing page,
Okay.
and their names are Vinicius and Natalia. And
A couple?
if you hear, it's a couple, yeah. So they're married, but if you hear from them, blame me. I was the one who sent them to.
I blame you.
Blame
Blame
me.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Marina.
Morning.
Christina. Good morning, Chris.
Daniel, Yara is the ambassador for Brazilians inside Sub 2.
Yeah.
And I met this lady over a year ago, right? 2 weeks later, she was staying with me, and then she moved to Atlanta. I mean, she's the best.
I know.
Love you,
the
love
best.
you.
Well,
As-
I'm
as-
just learning about my position as ambassador right now.
You should
I
wear a
nominate
badge.
you. I nominate
Right.
you. Yes.
Yeah. But that's exactly the reason why I was like, they got to talk to Yara. So.
Thanks, Daniel. I really appreciate that.
Of course.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning.
Hey, Pat.
Hello. I'm
Hello.
trying to figure out, my screen is blurry. How do you make this screen unblurry, guys?
Are you in a nightclub or something? What's going on?
I am in
I
a
know,
nightclub.
right?
I didn't go to bed last night, guys.
Daniel, you get him up by the nightclub.
It's off in a
My
little
studio.
VIP booth over there.
Let's see who else is in.
It's my studio, Daniel. It's not a nightclub. It's studio.
There you go.
Yes. Okay, guys, give me 1 second.
I'm
Let me fix
gonna
this camera.
mute all soon, and then once
Let me
people
mute
start
myself here.
No, you're good for now. Just when you start.
Yeah, just allow people to come
Okay.
in. For a minute,
When
guys.
we allow people to come in before we bring Darina, because I see her already.
Lawrence.
Yes, Darina.
Lawrence,
to
look
mute.
at this guy there. Where are
Yes.
you right now on the beach?
How's it going, Lawrence?
Roman. Do I know Roman?
How doing?
Moon.
Mm-mm.
We don't
Good,
know
Lawrence.
Roman, turn on your camera.
Hello, sorry. My name is Roman. I'm new. My English is not good. I am trying to understand you, and I am new in sub two.
Where are you from, Roman?
Well-
Where are you from?
I'm from Russia originally, but now I live in Hollywood, in Florida.
Oh, wow. Welcome.
Welcome, yeah.
Thank you.
Happy to have you.
Okay, let's see here. All right, guys. While we just guys, welcome to the Atlanta Zoom community Zoom. As we're allowing people to come and just wait a few moments, guys. We're just gonna everybody introduce yourself that are new. I see South Carolina here too, right? And Greenville. Trevor, how's it going? Good morning, Trevor.
What's up, Pat?
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Welcome. Trevor, is this your first time in our Atlanta Zoom?
Yeah, I've been avoiding you guys as much as possible.
Well, welcome.
No, I had to come in here, Darina speak, so.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, Darina.
Well, welcome. We're glad to have you.
Doreen is the one attracting people.
Yes, that's what
I
it
know
is.
She's the
Yeah.
star.
Darina, where are you from originally?
I'm from Ukraine.
It's Ukraine.
Yeah, from Ukraine.
Love it.
Okay, my light's a little bit better there. Okay, guys. All right, guys. Well, welcome, guys. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday morning, Atlanta community. Guys, as we are getting started, I see we got a few new faces. Guys, can you guys introduce yourselves that are new, that are coming in here? I know we had a few already. Let's see here. There's Max. Max, how you doing? Good morning. I see you driving there.
Morning, guys. Nice
Good
to meet
morning.
you.
Nice to meet you. Where are you
Morning.
from, Max? What city are you in?
Ukraine.
Everybody's here because of Darina. Oh gosh, come more often, Darina.
Yes, we love it. Well, welcome. Are you in Ukraine now?
No, Pennsylvania.
Where is that?
Breaking.
He's driving.
Philly. Sorry, I'm driving. Yeah, Philadelphia, Philly.
Philly. Okay, perfect. Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Philly. We have do you know Duran? Duran's here in Atlanta from Philly.
I don't know. Yes, I'm first time today.
Okay. Well, welcome. We're glad to have you.
No, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thanks.
Sonia, good morning, Sonia. Is your first time with us?
It is. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good
Good morning. Where are you from, Sonia?
Atlanta.
Oh, and well, welcome. And this is your first time with us, right?
It is.
Well, welcome. Tell us what part.
I'm in Gwinnett County.
Gwinnett? Okay.
Yeah, I just recently started with the Gator group. So I met Christina at some brew what the last pace meetup. I don't remember.
Yes.
I
So
saw you
okay.
were there too, Pat.
Oh, well, welcome. We're glad to have you. Glad to have you.
Glad to be here.
Judith, good morning. How are you?
Welcome, Sonia.
Well, I'm a Judy, and I need to change my name there for this one. But anyway, I'm over there in that small hidden town, Brunswick. Actually, it's a city, but it's, almost forgotten on the Atlantic. And anyway, we're about 29 miles north of Florida, but about 60 miles south of Savannah. So right down there in the southeast part.
Wow, well, welcome. And how'd you heard about us, and what do you do?
Well, I'm an investor, and it's all Heather's fault. We were having our team meeting, and Heather talked so warmly about the Atlanta group. And actually, I've been having a hard time finding other partners and friends, from down in this area. I don't know that there are many of us. Savannah has a few, but not many. And I've learned now that Augusta has some. But all of you seem to be in the Cobb County, Gwinnett, Cherokee area. And actually, I lived in Cherokee for 25 years before moving down here. So now I'm saying maybe I'm in the wrong part of Georgia.
You're in the comfortable part of Georgia.
Well, sometimes, except for those gnats that bite that crap.
Yes.
It's so good to be here. Thank you.
Well, welcome.
Thanks for being here,
you're rocking that comfortable chair, and I'm doing the same.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's so true. I think everybody's kind of like that's the Friday rhythm, right?
Yes.
I'm so used to having one of my grandkids, and they literally live next door, come over, and I'm usually rocking, so I just do that naturally, I guess. But anyway, yes, stop so we won't all get seasick there.
They're so cute. We can see them in the background there. All those pictures.
Hey, Judy, when you said Cherokee, you mean North Carolina?
No, Cherokee, Georgia.
Okay.
County.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
North of Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, Trevor, Carolina. Don't get too excited, Carolina. We keep our Georgians here.
Thank you so much for being here, Judy. Yeah, Judy's on our No One Left Behind team.
Welcome.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, guys. Who else? Anybody else as we're getting started this morning?
Alejandro.
First timers here?
This is my second time on this call. I'm Alejandro. I'm a remodeler, and I'm also an investor.
Hey, Alejandro. Welcome. I remember you here last week, so thank you. Alejandro, what part of the city are you in?
I am in East Cobb.
East Cobb. Okay, perfect. Kind of in.
Yeah, but we work about an hour radius for any of our job sites.
Okay. Amazing. All right, guys. So we are all right. So let's get started a bit. 10 after the hour. We have about 31 people here this morning, guys. So our series this month has been on how to, right? So we're bringing on people it's 2025. We're just getting started. So we're just bringing people in that's going to help you guys as our community in terms of how to, like, how do we do real estate, right? We talk about it. Everybody talks about, certain things, but they don't actually go down to the details of it. So this month we want to focus on that. So that's kind of been our how to. So Chris, I'll let you take it away this morning.
Oh, thank you, Pat. So we have here, I do want to see, I think I saw Niv. Is Niv here? Is he?
Is it Neve this year?
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, I'm here. How are you?
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Can you introduce yourself? I know you're new to the Zoom community.
Sorry?
You new to our Friday Zoom community. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Niv. Live in New Jersey. Recently moved here from Israel. I'm doing real estate for the last 2 years, and this week we have closed our first deal for Pet Split in Atlanta, near Atlanta. Thanks to you and Pat and our amazing community.
Yes.
And that's it. We're exciting.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to see you here. Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Hey,
Okay.
this is Tisha. I just want to say hi. I'm sorry I cannot figure out how to turn my camera on from my phone, but I'm working on it. This is my second Zoom. I just wanted to tell everybody, hey, thank you.
Hey.
Hey, Tisha.
Okay, so guys, I'm gonna go ahead and mute everybody. If you guys have any questions, please raise your hand right there. There's the react. And then I'm gonna bring on our wonderful guest, Darina. So Darina, take it away.
Hi guys, my name is Darina. I have a presentation. We will not go through the whole presentation, but at least we will start with it. Can you allow me to share the screen?
Sure. I just did it, see if it works.
Perfect. So let me move this. Okay. Can you see my screen fully or not fully?
Yes, I can see it.
So my name is Darina. I came to US 5 years ago, and I will talk about that a little bit, but I'm a transaction coordinator, and we are proactive and not reactive. So I will talk about how we prevent problems rather than fix them after they happen.
Okay.
Okay, so why would you listen to me, right? Who are these people? That's my family, my daughter Tiana. We came here 5 years ago. 3 years ago, I joined Sub2. Was bad decision in my life. I found all my friends, partners, clients, everyone in these communities. We do travel. We spent winters in Florida. Next year, we think we will spend out of country because creative real estate allows us to do so. I'm glad I didn't go to the college. When I came to US, I was like, I will go to college. I will get a business degree. And my husband was like, would you rather learn about real estate? And I'm like, no. But he got me into real estate. And I'm forever grateful because I love doing what I do and living the life that we can live because of that. So, questions of the day. Who knows how to use a gun? Who wants to tell? Who loves shooting guns?
I do. I don't know if I can admit that. I do.
So this was the first time I actually was shooting a gun. And as you can see, it was a big one. And that was in Montana on a day with Pace. And when we went to shooting guns, the first question Pace asked me was, have you ever used it before? And I'm like, nope, never. So he went through instructions and he showed me how to use it. And he actually gave me the small pistol. And I'm like, okay, fine, got it. Let me try it. So I went ahead with this gun and I almost wanted to shoot. And everyone started to scream, Darina, stop. I was like, what? I got it. I know how to use it. He showed me. But eventually I didn't get it correctly. And Pace came, he took the gun out. He was like, no, just watch again. See, and Pace is patient. He's a good teacher. He was like, let me show you again. And then after that, I saw my mistake and I corrected and I was able to shoot. So with creative real estate, it's very similar because we come to creative world, we come and learn all these strategies and we go through education and we got it. I know how to do Sub2. Let me go ahead, find the seller and get this transaction done. I have paperwork, not fully sure, but I got it. It will be fine. And they go and they shoot without instructor with them. And sometimes, with a gun, you have to be careful because if you shoot in the wrong direction, if you don't use it correctly, you can hurt yourself and you can hurt everyone around. You can hurt your family or some stranger just by mistake. So same with creative transactions. When we don't have an instructor next to us and we're not sure how to completely sure how to use it because we just saw education part, but we never actually practiced. Having a transaction coordinator or someone who actually have done these transactions really helpful because I had Pace next to me. We were sitting together and he was watching me, right? So if I was going to do something wrong, he would like, stop, don't do that. Let me show you again. So that's what we do as a TC. I have my clients, we go into the same direction and I let them know like, hey, stop. We need to do it differently. And by the end of the day, TC will not tell you, we're not lawyers, we're not giving legal advices. We will not tell you, you do this and not that. We will suggest you what we learned, what we know. By the end of the day, you will decide how to shoot. Because sometimes we tell like, hey, that's how you protect the seller. And clients like, I don't care about the seller. So we make it writing. They don't want to do a mirror rep. They don't care about the seller, but we like write it over so we're not responsible. Because if I take this gun and do something inappropriate, will my instructor be responsible for that? I cannot go and blame him. He showed me. I took the gun and went myself, right? Same with creative real estate. We cannot go back and blame our mentor or someone who actually showed us because probably we didn't follow good instructions. And that's why actually TC always will have work, because not only we need to instruct our clients, we need to instruct title companies, attorneys. I literally get calls from attorneys and they tell me like, hey, can you explain me this? Yesterday, 7 p.m., title company calling me. I'm like, it's a nonsense, like what they telling. I'm like, it's not true. Show me the law, like send me an email, confirm it. And then he called me back in like 2 hours. Sorry, I was wrong. Because I don't know, you have to be on top of everyone and everything, right? And even though you have TC staying next to you and trying to help you, you still need to know how to use a gun, right? So that's the thing, that we need to go through education, but we have this ability to have someone else with us, because creative real estate is interesting. It allows us to do so much more than just regular financing or something, but we definitely need to go through instructions and then have someone else on our side while we're learning hands-on. And I will go through some questions with you. I will ask you guys questions so you can answer. And then after that, I'm free that you can ask me any questions that you have. So the first question I have, and whoever knows, please answer. Would a seller's insurance remain valid after closing, or should you have insurance on a closing date, new one? Who can?
Are you talking about sub-2 deals?
Yes.
Or okay.
Yeah, on a sub-2 deal.
Can you repeat that question, Darina? Can you repeat that question?
Yeah, so do you see my screen too, or no?
I can see it.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, so would a seller's insurance remain valid after closing on a sub-2 deal, or should you have new active insurance on a closing date?
You have an exposure, right? Because now the owner of the house is no longer insured, right? So I guess you need to replace the insurance.
Well, that
Not
also, did you add yourself
necessarily.
to the insurance too? Right. That's the other
Exactly.
question.
Exactly. Just add
What?
yourself as an additional insured. But let me just point out from a closing attorney standpoint that the owner's title policy does not stay in place once title has transferred. That is now voided out. So as a purchaser, you still need to get a new owner's title insurance policy.
Yeah, I'm talking about like property hazard insurance, but that's a good point too. We got a new insurance for the owner's policy, and we also need to get a new insurance. And again, I'm not an attorney, so I'm glad we have an attorney here, and you can correct me if you see something. But we definitely need to change insurance. We need to have new active policy. Seller will be additional, but guess what happened now? The buyer bought a property subject to. He add himself as additional to the seller's policy. The house burned down. The insurance, of course, was denied because it was not valid. And mortgage company, they sue seller and buyer. So definitely change insurance. Seller has to be additional on sub-2 deals. If you buy subject to, you have to replace insurance and do that properly. Again, We're not changing insurances, but we can guide you through the process. And good job on answering. So next question. Is it possible to buy property subject to during a foreclosure process, and what are the risks involved? Who will answer that?
Is it possible to buy a property subject to
During
foreclosure?
Foreclosure, I would say pre-foreclosure. I think it's not.
Yeah.
It should be. You catch up on the mortgage. Yeah. The risk is due on sale because the bank is probably looking into that property very closely.
Yes. So if it's pre-foreclosure, yes, the answer is yes. You can buy it during.
Yeah, so after the foreclosure, we cannot buy it subject to. Before foreclosure, even during redemption, we can only buy redemption deed. Before the foreclosure, with pre-foreclosure, we can buy property subject to. The risk is that you don't want to buy it like 2 days before the auction or 1 day before the auction, because what happens, and what happened more than 3 times that I know myself, that the payment was sent to the trustee, but they didn't cash, and the auction went through. So the transaction will be reversed, and it's tricky because when they see like, oh, I bought it, but I bought it subject to, and if you go to the court with this deal that you paid arrears, but you bought subject to, and then someone else bought it on auction, whoever bought it on auction will look better than you on that court case.
Makes sense.
So make sure that you talk to a trustee, having writing, having like on a phone with them, that they accept the payment and they stop the auction. It actually happened to me once too, when I was like, I bought a house, and 2 days later, I see my house is still on the auction site. I'm like, let me call them. And title company, and it was in my beginning too. I didn't know much. And she was like, oh, there's probably was missing like amount because I didn't have the correct reinstatement. I was like, what? So why didn't you tell me about that? So you have to stay on top of everything and everyone. Otherwise, you may get a surprise. Okay, next question. Can you suggest that the seller file for bankruptcy to postpone the auction? And guys, only correct answers. We have attorney here.
Let's be good. No, I think you can. I mean, it's not the right,
Not
but
good
you
help
can.
for too long.
I mean,
No.
you stop, right? Don't you? If you file for bankruptcy, doesn't make it the postpone the auction or.
So that can postpone the auction, but we cannot bring it up to the seller because it's a federal, and attorney will know better how to explain it, but it's a federal fraud basically. You cannot suggest seller to file a bankruptcy so you can buy their house or postpone the auction. We cannot bring it up. And I know some people, that's the whole their business strategy, they will do that, but I'm telling always like, I'm here for the long time. I don't want to do anything that is not correct and can bring us troubles.
Yes, nobody wants to go to jail.
Yeah, so when it's like, yeah, we cannot suggest. And when the property is in the middle, like if seller filed a bankruptcy, we also don't buy subject to properties. We need to wait until it's over. So
can I ask a question like outside a little bit? So I think to me, it helps me understand, because that's the way I understood what you guys do. Because before, when you buy traditionally, I mean, the realtors, they have, their whole office. We don't worry about paperwork. It's all institutional lenders and all of that. So now when we do creative, it's like, okay, you need a transaction coordinator, right? So when, like, for example, if I'm looking to buy a sub-2 and I get a deal that the seller agreed, so when do I reach out to you, and what exactly, just walk me through the process of hiring your services and how it's going to look like, and when should I reach out to you?
Yeah, so people get TC wrong a lot because they think that we will fill out paperwork for them and we will
I heard
like
that a lot.
negotiations for them. And we always suggest if you need to fill out paperwork, you can do it yourself or you can hire an attorney to help you. You can have a JV partner to do that for, but make sure that they are real partner, not just to like fill out the paperwork. What we do as a TC, we will overview the paperwork. We'll always sell the, hey, I'm not giving you legal advice. Even after I review paperwork and I see like if numbers wrong or something, they still need to get like consultation from attorney to get the legal advice they're looking for. Because different states, they have different laws. And like in Minnesota, we have so many additional laws that no one else has. And if we don't get extra disclosures to the purchase agreement, seller can actually go back and claim the house back that was sold subject to, and it happened already. So that's why we always suggest that you still review like paperwork, at least like your blank copy, and add all disclosures to the attorney. And we can help and guide you through if some numbers.
Sorry, guys, let me mute. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, so
okay, you're back. I just have to mute everybody again. Sorry.
Yeah, and then TC, they come to us. Usually my clients, and I have so many repeated clients, they will come to me before they sign assignment or before they sign purchase agreement, just so I will review it, and it's easier for them because they don't need to go back and re-sign or make an addendum if there's something is wrong. And I just had a client a couple of days ago. He showed me assignment. He buys like flips. He works with hedge funds and buy flips. And he was like, can I sign it? And I looked at it. I'm like, again, I'm not giving legal advice, but I see that it says that you're taking over tenants. I was like, you flipper, why are you taking over tenants? Like, what's happening? And he was like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't agree to that. And the deal actually fell through because they wanted him to inherit tenants. And he is a fix and flipper. His investors will not be waiting for the eviction and they don't want to be part of the eviction. So having a TC, and he works with attorney too, it's easier for him to just send me, I will quickly review just terms and just give suggestions before he even signed. So but I tell still clients, you have to review, you have to read everything yourself because I cannot do that for you. Attorney can do that for you and they can tell you, hey, green light, you can sign, but they still will go through it.
So let me ask you something. Would you guys talk to the seller and, like if we're negotiating a deal and they're kind of nervous,
No.
do you guys do that at all or?
So it depends on a deal. Sometimes when people just need some explanation, it happens in like Morby method often. Sometimes we need to just get on the phone, but don't do negotiations, but just explain the process. Because sometimes confused minds say, no, I will never be part of negotiations as a TC, it's not worth it. I also close my own deals. I do JV partnership. When someone needs me to be more involved, I can JV, but I will not do as a TC. It just makes sense
That's
because
a mix. Yeah.
flat fee and we're not doing like what we shouldn't be doing because TC, they have like their boundaries and we check like paperwork, we help with communication with title companies, basically whatever TC does in traditional, but we do like 10 times more than they do because with creative real estate there are so many moving parts.
Yeah, oh yes,
there's so many like extra documents that we need to review and we just find these mistakes. And what happens with title companies, and I always just will send them the list like, hey, I found mistake here, here, here. And again, by the end of the day, it's up to the client and a title company what they decide to do, but I bring what I saw and what I think will be better, but they will decide. So I will not make negotiations or decisions, but I will be here as a guidance for you, as an instructor, I guess.
Yes, you know, I give sometimes people reach out to me like they're not from sub two, but they're realtors and they're like, hey, can you help me with the sub two? And I kind of go over what I know. And I usually refer them to talk with the TC, talk with the transaction coordinator, and then I usually bring a TC to talk to them, and it goes really well. And I say, do not do anything. You know, I do mostly private money lending, you know, like on my things. We've done some creative deals, of course, but I use TCOs all the time. I don't use them anymore because I only do Georgia now, and I know all the attorneys, you know, everything. So I still have them draft all the paperwork, but I'm familiar with the whole process, so it's easier. But if people are buying different states, they have no idea how stuff is. I mean, you need to find somebody to help and hold your hand.
And we hold in hand, we explain the process. The only thing that TC will not do is negotiations, because now I will be part of one conversation, but I will not be part of 10 other conversations. And by the end of the day, I put my reputations in, and if the buyer defaults or something happens, I'm not responsible for that. And then make it clear that I can explain about transaction, but by the end of the day, I will not be responsible for the payment. Because the JV partner, I am responsible. So that's different, the different kind of risk. And I help together. And I don't really wholesale sub two unless I'm a TC. Just because.
So George is saying there, they said it's crazy to me that they would rely on a TC to negotiate for them. I've seen that so many times, not even for creative deals, even private money lending. They're like putting the TC there to talk with the borrower. Or I'm like, this is crazy. They're not here for this.
But also having, it's easier for me when we have repeated clients, it's way easier for me to work with them and them to work with me. And it takes time to get to know like the processes and everything. And we do have like good systems. We have systems that will track like inspection dates, when it ends, when the closing, when should we get all the stuff. We stay on top of title company with communication because we want them to provide all the documents, and we keep it moving. And keep checking mistakes and everything. So yeah, I mean, and it can be TC, it can be someone who've done so many transactions, like you say, right? You don't need a TC because you now know everything.
Yeah.
So you can JV with someone.
Here, Georgia, Georgia, I know for, private money lending, but once we do creative deals, definitely. Even if we've done a bunch, we're still hiring because it's easier, and you guys are on top of the, communication with the title or closing attorneys. So that helps a lot.
And it's not always that too, because sometimes guys, like for us, if we're selling, like we sell, we close a deal. Like we're looking for the next deal. We're not, checking those paperwork, every single thing, right? Like we're not calling and chasing the homeowner and then checking in with the attorney's office and going back and forth. Sometimes we don't have time for that. Yeah. So that's where, from the wholesaling standpoint, from, buying multiple properties, that's where a TC is great for us, is that we're not having to sit there and chase it, because not all attorney's offices are equal. Just to be clear, not all attorney's offices are equal. They're not going to check. They're going to wait until the day you close, and they're going to need all the things that you were not prepared for.
Yes. And we just stay on top of them. And I have now 8 cash transactions too. So I'm not only doing creative, I also do cash. And I have clients who like crushing it, and they doing so many flips and wholesale, and I just work with them, and it's way easier for them because they don't need to stay on top of title companies. They go ahead and find new deals. They doing what they best at, and they focus on what they can do and what will bring them the most money. So that's why I also like going through these questions, because so many mistakes can be avoided if only people knew answer. Because people come to me, oh, like this happened, what should I do? I was like, in the first place, you shouldn't even bought that deal. Like, I wish you would come to me earlier, or to someone that actually knew, and they would suggest you like, hey, the seller is filing bankruptcy 1 day after closing, you shouldn't be buying that sub two because it will be reversed. And or like in the middle of loan modification, we will talk about that too. Like we need to have some guidance how to use this gun, how to use creative real estate, how to use like all of that. Because without guidance, it hurts. I have a client who friend, she did a transaction and it was reversed and she lost so much money. So it's not fun. And same with the guy whose house burned down. I was like, wow, I didn't want to hear from anyone that happened to them, because I want everyone to know that they need to replace their insurance, and it's easy mistake that you could avoid.
Wow, it's crazy. Crazy. And you talking about reversing, like that's the redemption period in some states? What do you
So when
just clarify?
So everything in real estate is tricky, and correct me, Melanie, if I'm mistaken, that people can sue for real estate 40 years after the sale. That's what I've heard. And with bankruptcy, again, I'm not a bankruptcy attorney, but what I've heard that if someone sell your house subject to, they go and file bankruptcy right after that, the court can actually reverse the transaction because they see that it's clear that person was trying to get rid of their assets before filing a bankruptcy. It's clear. So if it happens like later down the road, we have disclosures and we prove that, hey, they know that they cannot include that house in a bankruptcy case. But if it happened right after the sale, it's clear. So it's all about intentions. Same with like loan modification. We will talk about that soon. If it's clear that they were trying to do loan mod to sell the house, that's how you see, okay, it was a fraud.
Because intention, yeah.
Yeah, so
it makes sense.
Intentions matter. If you're trying to lie, like someone tries to lie to someone, that will hurt. So we will go through a couple questions, and then you guys ask me questions, I'm happy to answer them. So that's my next question about can we buy a property subject to in the middle of loan modification or during a trial period? Who doesn't know when they submit for loan modifications, there's at least 3 months of trial period, and it will be finalized after that. So can we buy in the middle of loan modification because all the papers in, just need to wait for recording? Should we buy it or should we wait?
What's a trial period?
When person applies for loan modification, and they get like approval, the bank gives them a 3 months trial period. They need to make payments, and after they make payments on time for 3 months, they will finalize loan modification.
Okay.
So should we buy in the middle before they finalize it?
It sounds like the answer is no.
Yes,
yes,
it's obvious. Yes, because they will run a title search at the end of trial period. And guess what? It happened numerous times. Not with me and my clients, because I tell them, hey, I'm not touching it. But it happened to people. Even when TC knew that they couldn't, I don't know why she didn't tell them, but I just saw a guy that bought a property in the middle of loan modification, and the loan modification was canceled and reversed and due on sale. So they will run a title search and they will see that owner was changed. They will cancel loan modification and they will call the note due. This is what I mean by we can avoid it, guys. We can avoid rather than fix. And you call me and like, Darina, I have this letter saying that my loan modification is canceled. It's better that you like come before that, and you wouldn't touch it if you knew that information.
Wow.
But you know what, guys? It's funny that you say that because I think it's a mindset thing. It's like, that saying they say you stepping over dollars to pick up pennies. And a lot of times I think, for us as like investors, we're so like trying to get every dollar, every penny that we that we end up losing more money because we're stepping over dollars to pick up pennies.
Yes. Yeah.
When it
Like,
comes to
let
getting
me
extra
save.
help, right?
Yeah. Let me save on TC, so I will go and lose 400,000. Yeah.
Wow, it's expensive mistake.
Expensive.
Yeah.
Yes. And that guy was, they invested 45,000. So I'm not sure if they can get it back or not.
Wow.
Yeah, probably not, because this is a funny one. Not funny, but funny. Will a power of attorney remain valid when the seller dies?
Ooh.
Because now we got all the power, we got power of attorney, we can talk to the bank.
What
And
if? What
what
if the seller
seller
dies?
dies?
It should.
No, it power of attorney ends when they die. It's only valid
Correct.
when they're alive.
So don't forget to tell your sub 2 sellers they shouldn't be dying. Period. Because if
They
they
should be
die,
signing something saying they're not dying, you
yeah.
know?
So the power of attorney will not be valid anymore. And we don't really tell the bank that seller dies if we hear that they died, but they can, like, and also we tell heirs, like, hey, please don't send anything to the bank. Don't do that. Guess what? To do that, we need to be able to contact heirs. So we not only need
Okay.
to gather information for the seller, like, hey, seller, we need your contact information. We need emergency contact. Because if we have a problem, seller doesn't respond, guess what? What are you going to do? You will be trying to find someone else, and you will have to pay someone to find you someone. But if you have emergency contact, you just call them. And most likely, there should be mailing address, there should be email and phone number and name. And I use app Forewarn. Every licensed realtor can do that. It's an app that will help to search the phone number, address. I was in the middle of transaction recently, and the seller's daughter, she was a contact for us, and she stopped responding. And I was like, let me check her on Forewarn. So I see that she is deceased, and it happened that my client talked to her, and same day she died. And the seller, her mother, she was alive, but she was 82, and she didn't use the phone, and she couldn't contact my client. So because we got forewarned, I found her relatives, and they contacted relatives, and they still got the deal closed. But without having this emergency contact, and you will have to be a detective to find someone. So this what people need to talk about too, right? Because we have all this power of attorneys and we think that we are good. But
So in this case, we just need their daughters or their heirs information, and that's all we need, or we need extra power of attorney.
So that's a conversation for another day. But basically, if someone dies, and then most likely you will need to get power of attorney from heirs to be able to, like, executors to be able to talk to the bank. But if they don't go through the probate, if they don't go through the court, then you may not even have someone that will be able to give you this authorization. So it's case to case basic, and we decide what to do next based on, like, if bank knows, if they request anything, like, because they can also, they will start contacting to fill out some paperwork. So it's case by case, but again, you need to know that it can happen. You need to be prepared. That's why, again, I'm trying to avoid mistakes rather than fix them after something happens. So that's how we prevent while everyone is awake, alive, and here present, and also before they get money, so they answer the phone.
Yes, that
But
sounds
that's
great.
a great, guys. That's
Yeah.
so valuable, guys. You guys don't understand how valuable that is. Like, if you don't understand, like, if you're getting a sub two, you putting, let's just say, for example, you buy a sub two for like 40,000 or 30,000. This shit happens. Okay, it happens. So what she said there, even though we didn't think about it, that's the what if. That is so important. Darina, that is amazing. That is valuable.
Thank you. Yeah, and this is the house I live now during winter. I bought it in Tampa, 2.8 interest when everyone else was buying at 8%. And seller carryback, we have 86,000 at 0%, which is free money, honestly, because it's at 0%. Who will give you 86,000 at 0%?
7-year balloon. Sweet.
Balloon, but honestly, we will just pay it off. It's not a big deal because it's still 0%. So
Wow. Wow. Nice.
yeah, and that's proof. I'm not lying.
How did you find that deal?
Yes.
That's hot. So as you can see, that's another house, just example, right? Because I'm a TC, I walk people through, but I'm not only walking people through, I actually closing deals. That's why some things more stressful because I know what I would experience as an investor if I bought a house and I would be losing money that I invested. So I'm very on top of stuff. This house cash flows 1,000. It has 150,000 equity day one.
Where is that in Tampa?
No, this one in Minnesota.
Minnesota, that's where you're from, right? So you spend your winters in Tampa.
Correct.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and that's hot.
So do you guys make calls? Like, do you got you and your husband
I'm a
or
TC, guys. I'm not making calls. I don't
time?
to talk to sellers. People bring me deals. I'm a buyer. I buy flips in Minnesota. I buy creative deals. I buy mobile home parks. Just started to buy mobile home parks and RV parks. So I'm a buyer, and people bring me deals to JV. So when they looking for TC, they like, I need more guidance. So I JV with people.
Awesome.
Yeah, as you can see, I just bought it for like 40K. It's like, and it gets like me what, 1,000 a month, and that's an arbitrage. So we do Airbnb as well, but it's dying Airbnb. I don't like it.
I
So
know.
don't do Airbnb.
It's
Don't waste
crazy.
money.
Yes.
So that's my Blink card. You can scan if you want, save. It doesn't have my phone number there, but you have my phone number here. I just don't keep my phone number anymore. But
So
you
her
guys
phone number is on the screen, guys. She has a QR code.
of a Blink card with all social media.
Yes.
And while we have a couple minutes more, I'm open to any questions.
Can I come back to that insurance topic if you don't mind?
Yes.
So I'm currently living the situation because I'm in the process of replacing insurance for a couple of properties that we have bought last year. So I'm definitely behind.
Yes.
Definitely behind. Guilty as charged, and I accept that. So the correct way of doing sub 2 is to have the new insurance on my name as the buyer, and the seller needs to be as an additional insurer, correct?
So whoever on a deed, if your name is on a deed, then yes. But if your LLC on a deed, then LLC should be primary. When insurance company sees a claim, they will accept claim for everyone, but the first thing they will do, they will go back and check who is on a deed.
Okay.
And if primary insured is not on a deed, deny.
Okay, got it. So my subsequent question, Darina, would be if okay, I've searched my insurance, we create the declarations page, everything is in line, and my name or my LLC name is the primary insurer. I have the seller as a secondary insurer. What's the process of making this transition, this switch happening? Because now there is an existing insurance that is tied to an escrow account. What's the proper way, or is this stepping outside of your boundaries here?
The proper way, and yeah, I'm not giving all the legal advices, but the proper way will be to preferably work with insurance brokers that knows what they're doing. And I can send you the link to mine, and you can have them replace. And I'm not like doing it for you, but when you submit a form, I can just talk to them and review binder before they will send it to the bank, because you don't want to send it to the bank, they will send. But what unfortunately happens, even with people who know, even with people who know how to replace insurance, because they're usually busy and they can miss some stuff. So I will just simply quickly review the binder with you and to make sure, but it's kind of, you still need to talk to the agent and talk about deductibles and talk about all the exclusion and everything. But to make it sure that it will not trigger due on sale, or like we avoid and prevent as much as we can, the binder should look correct. And I have people that I work with a lot of long time, and they know how to do it. So I can just send you the link and you can submit your information and they will get you going.
I would love to get their contact information. How do I?
I will send in the chat now. I will find the link now and send in the chat.
Okay.
So I have a question just for you, reiterating Daniel's question, because I was under the impression the whole time, has it changed inside Sub2? Because I remember, at least I was always thought that if you change the insurance names, it's going to trigger something, the dual clause or is that something that changed on the way that we do things?
So
right, Daniel, you did the same thing, right? You thought the same thing as well, or?
The people before, they were adding themselves as additional to the current owner. Nonsense. Again, the guy who added himself now in a court fighting, and he will be paying hundreds of thousands for the mortgage because the house is gone, land only, and he owes money. Insurance was denied. Most of the time, you buy a Sub2 from the homestead owner. As soon as they sell it, it's null and void. So how I explain it to people, imagine buying a house from the market and keeping the owner's insurance in place. Does it make sense for you?
No.
No.
Absolutely
So why does
not.
it make sense to keep the previous owner's insurance? I know their name is on a mortgage, but the property is yours. Intent was changed. It is rental, it can be Airbnb, it can be homestead, but it's your homestead, not theirs. So even if they leave their home with their insurance for 30 days, they already have to notify the insurance company that they moved out for longer than 30 days to put it on vacant status. And I'm not insurance agent, it's just I'm sharing what I know, what I've learned myself, because I also do Sub2 deals myself. People need, I don't think people stress enough the importance and people understand enough until they hear something happened or until they experience it.
Yes.
I'm very conservative, and some of the people in this chat know this by now. The reason that I've been pushing this out is purely because I'm afraid of the due on sale clause.
Okay, yeah.
Right, because the education, maybe it's an old school education, but anything that would trigger the attention of the mortgage company would cause them to review the title of the house.
And now hear it differently. I'm afraid of due on sale, but I'm not afraid to lose the whole house and be responsible for the whole mortgage.
So you choose your heart.
Like if you want to pay off the whole property if something happens and you understand the risk involved, there's an education, there's an education that I know about. And he says, I don't change insurances. If the house burns down or something happens, I will buy a new one. I'm like, that's you. But if that person that learned from you, their house will burn down, they can kill themselves because it will be so hard on their family. So we cannot, it's such a huge responsibility when you actually tell someone something that they need to be doing, because we always know that there's always a risk in due on sale. Trust will not help with due on sale. Land contract will not help. Nothing will help with due on sale if it has to happen. We change insurances. Pace has replaced insurances on all his properties. All of us, never happened. Due on sale never happened to me. I closed over 100 transactions in the last 2 years. It happens again. Why due on sale happens most of the time? Because something was done wrong. Insurance was replaced incorrectly. The binder looked horrible, and title and mortgage company, of course, they saw that something was wrong. closed during loan modification, closed during active bankruptcy. Seller went crazy after the closing and started to call everyone that he sold the house, and he asking for like 10K more. So also when I see a crazy seller, I tell I'm not touching that transaction. If you obviously see seller is not normal person and they will cause you issues because they are causing you issues now before they even get paid, then it may be a sign.
Do
Red
you
flag.
do you replace the insurance immediately after the transaction,
On
or
a
do you wait?
same day, you have to have a active insurance binded, but you can send it, that insurance agent can send it to the mortgage company even couple days after the closing. But if something happens on a closing date, you don't have active insurance, then you are in trouble.
Okay. Is your broker from Steadily or not?
I work with 3 different brokers,
Okay.
and I know people not sometimes people talk bad about Steadily, but honestly, I work with them too, and it just my clients who I help to they will tell me like, hey, I submitted a form, and I talk to the back team, and they set you as a priority, and they will get it done. That's how, like, I was like, people not happy with them because they don't have a relationship with them. I'm happy with them. They call me. Like if they got my quote, they call me and I talk to them, and they, if needed, I have a client now, attorney, and they were on the phone with them for 30 minutes explaining because he wasn't sure. So I work with them and I work with other people because sometimes I need something very urgently. And I just, yeah, I have a couple people that I walk through the process and they know exactly what to do, but
No, I ask because I just can't get through them, right? I'm having a hard time. They don't even respond me.
yeah, but
But
what
I
I'm
would,
telling,
yeah.
sorry,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
if you submit a form, I will send you a link. If you submit a form and you tell me that you submitted it, I will get someone on there. You will be taken care of.
Okay. I would love to get your contacts for the other ones as well.
Yes, okay.
Thank you. Sorry, guys, hijacked a little bit here, but I appreciate the rain.
No, good questions. Anybody else have any question?
Yeah, let me know, guys.
I mean, it's been amazing.
Here's a link for that you, if you submit it, I will be able to talk to the back team and they will be working on it. So any other questions?
We have Crystal. Crystal.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not able to come on camera, but I wanted to know, I didn't hear anything about rates. Like, how much does it cost to engage a TC?
It depends on the transaction that you have. As low as 800 for cash deals, and also when we do like over 6 transactions in cash, we have like bundle prices. And for sub 2, it's 1200. If someone needs like clarity guidance, I just do consultation for 200, and I will just walk people through, just like a guidance, whatever people need help with. And yeah, so it depends. And more BIM assets, we charge more, like 2500, but these more BIM assets, you come home with check and a house.
Yes, and it's too closing too. So I mean,
Yeah,
to
it's
set
just
the paperwork. Yeah.
And it takes more time too. So
Okay, great. Thank you.
So how to become a TC? That's a good question. I will send a link. We have a mentorship for the TC. So I know like sub 2 and TC, I feel like that's combo should be combined, but they separated it because honestly, if you are in sub 2, you will not have clarity for the paperwork and how it works inside.
Yeah.
If you are in top tier, you will know everything, but not how to get a deal.
I know people that they became a TC right through the program, but they cannot take off they were never able to make it, to scale because they didn't know much or almost
Yeah.
anything about creative finance.
So that's kind of I have so many people now, actually, whoever joined sub 2, they go and join top tier, and whoever joined top tiers, they go and join sub 2. Gator, it's not for everyone, but sub 2 and top tier, they like combo friends. It's like, yeah.
Nice.
Go
So,
without other.
Yara.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Darina.
Yes.
Talk about that. I heard Pace saying that they have all those semesters for 2025, and he's going to have a semester for title company, like for closing there.
Yes, it will be combined.
Are you the TCs that are going to teach that semester? Who is going to do that?
So Pace's team will teach the semester, and we do I help them only with they have so many cool stuff inside of TC, but if someone more interested about TC, I can talk separately about that because it's not like for visionaries, they like stop talking about that. So TC have their all cool semesters, operators. We have our own community. Maybe it will be open to sub 2, maybe not, but it's open to owners club. It will be open to owners club and top tier TC. So Pace's team and some leaders will be teaching, but it will be open to top tier and to sub 2.
The way he said on the Zoom, it seems that's for everybody. He
Oh,
didn't
really?
mention that.
Okay.
Yes. It's going to be escrow, how to open escrow and go through all the
Oh, makes
process
sense.
with
Yeah, yeah.
escrow.
All communities. Okay.
Yeah,
Or
I think it's all
everybody.
communities. Yes. Thank you, Darina.
Thank you.
Darina, I just submitted the form to Steadily. If you could kind of nudge them, I would.
Yeah, I will give you my email. If you can send the email that you use and property address, and I will talk to the back team too, so they can work on your file.
Thank you.
This is awesome, guys. You guys have any other questions? Like, was there anybody? You guys would have tons of questions if you were. There's so many things, like Darina. What is the most common question that someone would know, right? Because it's just, guys, there are people here that just, maybe don't understand creative theories, right? Or has never done it, or they're not even in, let's just say, our community. Guys, this is where transaction coordinators come in, and this is where they can help. Like this is the thing, like you say, like you using, a gun and not knowing how to use it. So this is great. Like this is amazing. I don't think people understand how valuable it is.
But sometimes people will understand it later when they can come across a sub 2 with a loan modification in process, and they're like, I know, I'm not touching it now. I can come back to you later once it's finalized. So yeah. Michelle?
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, good morning. Thank you, Darina, for inviting me. I just wanted to put a thought in everyone's mind, given a situation that happened to me last night. Because I had all the right paperwork, I'm in a situation that is not going well and it's needing to go to court and stuff. But because I did all the paperwork properly, I am the only one standing in position to receive anything. So actually having a TC make sure that you get all your proper paperwork done can truly make a huge difference in the long run. So I give it up to the TCs for doing their job.
Thank
It's
you. So
very
what
important.
happened? What happened?
Well, this person actually, I think, is doing a Ponzi scheme, maybe. But I didn't know that. And so when the person reached out to me, they had wanted to replace supposedly somebody that was in a sub 2 deal with them. And the person, like, she was an owners club member, was my understanding. And she was in sub 2 and she was in Gator. And I thought she was legit and because of that. But she and that's the other piece, right? Because you guys talk a lot about making sure that the last deal and the deal before that, well, even the last deal, I guess probably was actually legit and actually handled properly. And so I didn't know that at the time, but I got into the situation, but I did all my paperwork properly and went through title and like did everything right with the promissory notes and all those pieces. But I ended up being the only one that I guess that went through title and went through all the paperwork. And so because of that, I'm the one that's going to get the return, but the other ones got promissory notes and they were aware of the mortgage and they were aware of some pieces, but they weren't in Gator and they weren't in PACES programs and they were just kind of coming into the real estate piece. So they didn't have the same kind of information. So I trained them a little bit in what I know, but I am not a TC and I'm not going to declare that I'm a TC. I have not been through training, but I love my TCs because they help me to make sure all my T's are crossed and I's are dotted and that you can get in and out of a deal without, losing your money in it, I guess. Just, it's just important. What everybody is saying is legit. Like sometimes you're like, oh, that's so extreme, or oh, so, do I really have to do all of that? Or, well, that person's so expensive. But someone actually, Tracy Coy, I don't know if she's on this call, but Tracy Coy said, Pace said to her, well, okay, look at it as you're putting 30,000 in this. Do you really care if you pay 1,000 to protect your 30,000? And so I think it's just, she's not connected to the other situation, but I'm just saying she made the comment about the value of TCs and how important it is to really consider that as an option when you consider how much money is on the line. So, yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, sorry you're going through that, but I'm glad you did it properly from your end.
Me too.
You see, guys, sometimes deal is not a deal. And I had to, this last year, I turned down over 10 deals when I clearly saw it was not a deal. And it happens more often with PMLs, and I'm like, this is scam. This guy just, but
Yes. I mean,
yeah,
there's a lot of stuff. People only see the returns and they don't know exactly. I talk with a lot of people. I learn first JV with somebody who's done a lot of deals, because people look the returns and the time, okay, I'm going to get into the deal, but they're not protecting themselves. And especially creative deals. I mean, it's a totally different, it's a lot more complicated.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
All right, guys. So thank you so much, Darina, for your time. Guys, everybody enjoy it. Can we put some love for Darina there on the chat?
Yes, guys, please. That would be amazing.
Yes.
Guys, thank you. Thank you so much.
So
guys. Thank
amazing.
you, please, everyone.
Guys, where will these recordings be, or will we have recordings for these?
Yes, it's on my YouTube page, and I'll put on our Facebook. Once I have everything downloaded, I'll put on our Facebook group.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Easy to find it. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Guys, I have a guest too to say hi. 1 second here. Here, Darina.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
Hey, Daron.
I'm hanging out with Pat this morning, jumping off of some multifamily stuff I got going on in Atlanta, 2 projects, and he was kind and gracious enough to say that he wants to hang. And so I woke up with the biggest headache this morning, but But at least I'm wearing a smile for Spats next to me. Look at this handsome guy.
At
Guys,
least
we
it's
were at the meetup
sunny.
last night. Who was at the meetup? Who missed the meetup last night? All right, Darina was talking multifamily, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah, so it's good stuff. Nice to see everyone.
It's sunny at least, right, Doron?
Oh, it's warm. Yes, it's warm.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness,
I spoke with
beautiful.
my wife this morning. She showed me there's about 4 inches on the ground in Philly.
Oh,
The
you gotta
weather
move
is
down
insane.
here. Gotta move
Huh?
down to Georgia. You gotta move to Georgia.
Well, you know what? If I'm moving anywhere, I'm moving somewhere hot.
Florida. They all go to Florida.
Go to
Right,
Florida.
Darina?
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, I don't,
At least
I
for
don't know.
winter.
Yeah. So great to see you guys. I want everyone to have a great morning. Go get it, guys, and have a great weekend. Okay.
All right,
You too.
Just wanted to say hi.
enjoy it.
Keep him straight,
You
Duran.
too.
Thank you,
Thank
Elena.
you, Duran. Thank you, everyone.
Guys, we'll see you guys next Friday, same time,
All
right?
right, guys, happy Friday for everyone. And I'll put the recording on YouTube. And thank you so much, Darina. It's been amazing.
Thank you,
you
Darina.
for
Thank you.
inviting
Darina.
me.
Very
Bye-bye.
educational.
Thank
Thank
you,
Bye,
you.
everyone.
guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
It
Have
was
a great
great.
weekend.
Bye bye.